All right, yesterday I said that I was going to work on cleaning those 3D printers after I was done making that bridge, but I didn't, and that's because of this. I played Kingdom Death for hours after finishing the bridge. There's lots of little bits and stuff I've made to make this game run a little bit smoother. One of those things is the gear grids. So the gear grid is normally just like a piece of paper and you stick all of your cards in there and they kind of slide around on the table. And so I made one of these things out of wood. The first prototype I did of that was out of foam and cardstock. And this works just as well. And I do this with most of my games. I make little things that improve the game, make it more fun, because when you're just trying to go back and forth looking for bits, it can kind of just break up the flow of the game and it's not as fun. And so even if you just have like a little bit of cardboard and a little bit of foam, you can make things like this pretty simple, you know, just like the gear grids. Another thing in this game that it has is you build locations and then you use resources to craft items from the locations. Before, I had these kind of organizers that I made. These would just kind of sit out and I would say, okay, I want to make rawhide gloves. And then I would have to like stand up, go over to the box, find rawhide gloves, stand it out and be like, oh, okay, that kind of sucks. I don't want to make that. I made this out of foam. This is a wormwood table, so it's got the magnetic rails around the side. And so what I did is I just kind of measured the width of this and then I just kind of freehanded this. So I just made a line where this sticks in here, right? And then I stuck some magnets in the back. Just like burned a little hole and filled it up with hot glue and stuck some magnets in. And then I just glued a piece of cardstock to that. Now it'll just hold stuff like this and you can just stick it into the magnetic rail and it sits off the table, so it saves you space because there's also a bunch of other stuff you can see that's going on around here. And then I decided that I would like to make these out of wood because they're extremely useful. And so I had this sitting down so that this isn't flush with this because it might block, you know, what some of the things that you make or some of the resources and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, you could probably do that even easier. So let's say you just wanted to be kind of lazy with it, you just, you know, get like a business card holder and you could just kind of do that. And you just buy that for like $1, stick it in there. And yeah, then you can just leave that out. The main monsters that you're gonna be hunting continuously have 4 decks of cards. So getting a 4-tiered organizer, it's pretty nice because then you can have all of them like this, and then you can just say, okay, I want to fight this. I'm going to grab this one organizer. I don't have to go back into the box. I have them all kind of just sitting out over here. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I can reach. I don't even have to get up. I am optimizing my own laziness. I don't want to move when I sit in this chair. I want to get locked in. I want to game. I want to have some fun. I want to roll some dice. I want to kill some characters, kill some bad guys, get some resources, and yeah. For me, when things get to a certain point where they've been sitting for so long, if I'm so scared that I'm accidentally gonna break it with something like a 3D printer that I don't touch it, it's might as well be broken anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna try and fix these things and we'll see. No, dude, no. I think a toad just peed on these gloves, so I don't think I wanna use these anymore. Does this count as hobbying? It feels like fucking chores. Alright, so far, this actually doesn't even look that bad. I think the screen is gonna be the biggest concern. Looks like there's some schmutz on it. I doubt you're supposed to use Windex there, but I also doubt you're supposed to have spider webs in there. So it's one of those things, you know, it's like a project that you've been putting off for so long because it just seems so painful to do. And you do it, and you actually take the time to think about how you're gonna do it. And it's not so bad. You're like, why did it take so long to do that? And that's why doing things like this, you know, daily hobby vlog, it's good. I think it's really good for me. I need help. I need extra help to do stuff. The only trick I know. Like a little kid looking through a cereal box. So I can find the prize because there's a code for the models. To 3D print forgot my tripod, and the models that I wanted to print are too big for this printer. It was supposed to be like a really good resin, M70. I don't know if I ever got a successful print out of it. But the partials that I got, so high quality. See, I'm already making a mess, and this is where I get all sketched out. Using a printer, I'm like, oh my God. I dripped a drop of that. Everyone I know and love is gonna die of resin poisoning. All right, the big reveal of the print. Yep, that's right. Nothing. So, my attempt at 3D printing turned out about as I expected, but that's okay because I knew it was going to take a long time, so I wasn't really planning on just sitting around and watching that for the entire day. And I knew that I wanted to try to do a kit bash because I've never done it before. I've seen a bunch of people do it, and it looks really cool, and I want to do that. I'm just recording this video clip for audio because everything was muted once again. I really need to stop doing that, but I realized what I was making is not actually a kit bash. I put all the models out that I had that I thought I would like to chop up, and I didn't really like any of them. They're all pretty low quality, and I just saw this old Halloween skull that I had laying around and decided I wanted to just make something with that. So more of a journey in sculpting, I guess. Sexy red.